Antinatalism makes more sense than you think. There are a lot of people in this world who don't understand antinatalism. But what I've realized is that they are not really against antinatalism, they're against their misunderstanding of it. They're not against the idea of antinatalism, they just don't understand it. So they are against their own misunderstanding of it. When you listen to them talk about antinatalism, you're like, dude, I agree with you, but you're not addressing the problems that antinatalism is addressing here. That's the problem. You don't understand antinatalism, and you think that you do. You think antinatalism is stupid because you do not understand it. The same way that if you did not understand mathematics, you think mathematics is stupid. You'd be like, what are these equations all about? This doesn't make any sense. This is ridiculous. I've never heard a person that really understands antinatalism have anything negative to say about it. I'm not talking about a person that agrees. Yeah, right? I'm not talking about a person that agrees with the idea of antinatalism. I'm talking about a person that understands it. I've never heard a person that understands it say something that's negative about it. That's because antinatalism is really the final truth. The problem is that we live in a world that has conditioned us to be biased towards life. That is the problem. So every argument that people have against antinatalism is sourced from that bias. You see, every argument that people have is sourced from that bias. So they don't ever question if life itself is the problem, right? They've already concluded that no, life is good. Life is good. It doesn't matter what happens, life is good. This hell is good, man. Because that's exactly like being in hell and believing that being in hell is good. We just have to find a way to be happy. That's exactly how it's like. You can see that there are a lot of horrible things that are happening that are 100% natural. We're not talking about things that are happening that are not natural, that are caused by some flaws or by some alien race that does not even belong here. No, we're talking about things that are natural. You look at how nature works, you can see that that's natural. If a lion doesn't hunt, it's gonna die. So it's natural for it to hunt and kill. This is where we are. We are in Hunger Games. There are a lot of things that people are against that are natural. Some of these things I'm not going to mention. But there are things that our society acts like these things are just too evil and people are sick for doing these things. You're like, but that's natural. You are just in denial. You don't understand that this world is just evil. You believe that the world is good, it's not evil. And because of that belief, you think that good things should happen. No. The horrible things that are happening because you are in an evil world. You're just in denial. So you never question if life isn't the problem. You're like, nah, life is good. We can solve the problems that we have in this world. You know, we can solve the problem of inequality. We can solve the problem of suffering. We can make life worth it for each and every individual that's here. We just need to do this. We just need to do that. You don't understand that since the beginning of time, people have been trying to solve these problems that you think we will be able to solve at some point. since the beginning of time. And I know what you're thinking, like, no, things have gotten better. No, they haven't. Things have not gotten better. There's a reason why the rate of suicide is high, is because things have not gotten better. There's a reason why a lot of people are unhappy. That's because things have not gotten better. It's not because people are weak. No. People are much stronger than you think they are. They're not weak. I don't know any person that's actually weak. To even be able to be here for like a year. I mean, okay, babies cannot exit this matrix, I get it. But if you are able to actually exit the matrix, but you still fighting, I mean, even if you've only been able to fight for a year, you're strong. Because this is not easy. It's just that a lot of people are delusional. They think that this is easy, because of what they've been conditioned to believe. So even when things are hard, they believe that, I just don't see things as they are. So we've been programmed to actually be irrational when things happen. We've been conditioned to be positive even when negative things are happening. That's one of the biggest problems. So something happens that really does not make sense, but you pretend as if it makes sense. Or something happens that is really not good, but you pretend as if it's good. You pretend as if your perspective about it is wrong. You must actually believe that what has happened is good. So that's one of the biggest issues with people, or how we've been conditioned. And that's what I mean when I say we have been conditioned to be biased towards life, you see. So when we hear someone saying, nah, man, maybe we must question everything that we believe about our existence, or maybe we've been wrong the whole time about things that we believe. They think, nah, this person must be crazy. We've been programmed to be against Gnosticism, really. We've been programmed to be against truth. We've been programmed to be against seeking knowledge. We're supposed to have faith and be delusional. And that's how we've been able to, be here the whole time. We weren't here because we haven't been here because we are right and we are viewing reality as it is. We've been here for a very long time because we are delusional. That is like if you were in a relationship where you were being abused every day, but you believed that God wants you to be in that relationship no matter what you're going through. You wouldn't have been in that relationship because you are seeing reality as it is. No, you would have been in that relationship because you're delusional. And that's the problem. You see, the world sucks, but people are forced to actually think that it doesn't. To think that we are in a world that is actually good. We are in a world that actually makes sense. No. This world doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make sense at all. That is why when you ask people that are, positive, that are trying to be positive all the time, what is really going on, they won't be able to tell you. Actually realize that you understand more about what's going on than they do. The truth is, we've been conditioned to be biased towards life, and every argument that people have against antinatalism is sourced from that bias. It has nothing to do with critical thinking. It has nothing to do with facts. When you look at the world and see what is happening, you can see that something is wrong for real. It's not like we can justify the messed up things that are happening. We can't. We'd rather lie to ourselves. We'd rather tell ourselves that there's a God that knows exactly what he's doing. There's God, there's the devil. Bad things are happening because of the devil. We just have to choose God and things will be good. Like, nah. Someone lied to you and you believed the lie. And you want to believe that lie. See, there are some people who, even if you show them the truth, they will continue to believe the lie because they benefit from believing that lie. So you're benefiting from believing the lie. If you actually believe the truth, you wouldn't be able to handle it. It's not like handling the truth is easy. It's not easy, It's hard. The truth is, antinatalism makes more sense than you think. There are a lot of people who don't understand antinatalism, who just believe that internatalists are just weak, they're afraid of suffering. Antinatalists actually believe that suffering is bad, so because suffering is bad, we must not have children. Like, man, that's oversimplifying antinatalism. There are a lot of things that are going on that you're not thinking, that you're not even aware of. Listen, if you believe that having children is actually right, you must also believe that each and every messed up thing that happens in this world is right. You must believe that rape is right. You must believe that murder is right. You must believe that children being sacrificed is right. I live in South Africa. People got weird beliefs. They do sacrifice children sometimes, even adults. But I think it does happen everywhere. I'm not talking about some conspiracy theory. I'm talking about something that happens for real. And there are a lot of things that happen that we do not even know. I mean, we've had a lot of people talk about, children being sacrificed and all that, and people that actually claim that they've seen that happen. We're not talking about people who are just theorizing. So if you believe that having children is the right thing to do, you should also believe that murder is good. You must also believe that inequality is good. Suffering is good. Depression is good. Wars are good. Genocides are good. You must believe that. You want to know why? Because you know that once you bring a child into this world, they can experience these things that I'm talking about. If you did not bring them into this world, there will be no chance of them actually experiencing these things. But because you have brought them into this world, and in this world these things exist, there's a chance. So you must not have a problem with these things happening to them, because you brought them here knowing exactly what could happen. So you must also be willing to believe that all these horrible things that happen in this world are good, because they happen. It's not like these things just happened in the past and they won't happen again. You know that these things are possible. These things can happen. There are people that are dying right now. There are children that are dying from cancer right now. That's reality. There are children that are being abused right now. That's reality. That happens. You understand that? People living in poverty, people dying of hunger, that happens. Like I always say that suffering is not a bug, suffering is a future. This is how the world really works. So if this is how the world really works and you are bringing children into this world, you are actually saying that there's nothing wrong with how the world works. You cannot take your child to a person that is a rapist, for an example. Let's just say someone is a predator and everyone knows that that person is a predator, and you take your child to that person like, yo, raise my child. You can't do that. I mean, there's a chance that they might not do anything to your child, but you know that, hey, with them, anything is possible, you know, because they've done this shit before. I mean, logically, unless you're stupid, you will not do that. You'll be like, no, I'm not going to do that. Because you will be thinking that, no, that what they've done in the past is wrong. So why should I put my child in a situation like that where that can happen to them? So why do you think that it is okay to bring someone into a world where these things that you think are bad can happen to them? Do you not see that there is a problem? Do you not see that you've been brainwashed? You see, you've been brainwashed to believe that reality is not what it is. It's not because you think logically, it's because you've been brainwashed. That's why when we ask people why they have children, they can't even tell us. You don't know why you're having children. It's not like you have a reason. There is no reason. You see, you don't have a reason. There's no good reason to be having children, so you don't have a reason to be having children. You just find yourself wanting to have children, and that's how people who are brainwashed act. You know, they find themselves wanting to do certain things, but they don't even know why they want to do these things. They find themselves wanting to do things that are completely illogical, and they don't know why they want to do these things that are completely illogical. You see? So we live in a society that has been brainwashed. That is why once you wake up, you see that something is wrong with people in general. We're not responding to the things that are happening accordingly. We're not telling ourselves the truth. We want to believe a lie. There's a reason why, since the beginning, people have been against Gnosticism. They've been against truth. They've been against people that have been like, you know what, man? I can see why you believe the bullshit that you believe, but that's completely illogical. Here is the truth, and you can see that this is the truth. There's a reason why those kind of people were considered to be bad, you know. There's a reason why those kind of people were killed. The world is evil, man. More evil than you can ever imagine, you know, because you don't see everything and you can't. There are a lot of evil things that are happening that are hidden from you. You have to understand that people who do evil things hide these evil things from that they're doing from other people. They don't want other people to see that they're doing these evil things. It's not like we live in a world where whatever people do, we get to know about it. No. When people do things that are evil, they'll make sure that other people don't get to know about it. You know that. But when they do things that are good, they want everyone to know about it. That is why when people want to donate money, like for example, if they decide to donate money to an orphanage, they want everyone to know. You know, they'll even post on Facebook. You know, there will be cameras everywhere. They'll even call news stations. That's because they're doing something that is good. They know that people are going to love them for that. They know that people are going to be affiliated with them for that. But when people do evil things, they don't want anyone to know. They do not want anyone to know. If you know someone that has done something that is evil, joke with them. Say to them, yo, I'm about to tell everyone what you did. You see, they're going to beg you not to tell anyone. They'll even want to pay you to not tell anyone. But if they've done something good and you're like, yo, man, I want to tell people what you've done, man, don't have a problem with that. That's what they want. That's why I'm saying to you that the world is more evil than you think. It's because people are hiding the evil aspects of themselves, you know, from other people. It's not that they're not evil. They do evil things all the time, but they don't want other people to know about the evil things that they're doing. We do evil things to people that love us, to people that we love each and every day, but we will always be defensive, you know. Would even try to make these people look bad. Like, oh, we're the ones that are good, these people are bad. It's because we don't want people to think that we're evil. Some people will gaslight you, man. You do something that is good and they make it seem like what you have done is bad, or they do something that's bad and they make it seem as if you are the one that has caused them to do this thing, or you are the one that has done something that is more fucked up than what they did, you know. People don't want to seem evil, but the world is more evil than you think. People are doing evil things each and every day. And not only do they not want to seem evil, they don't want the world to seem evil. So even when evil things happen, they have to pretend as if that is good. That is why they like to say God is good. So if we think like that, it means that we can get tortured for real in a place that's worse than this, and we'll still believe that God is good. Like, nah, this is happening for the greater good. We're not intelligent enough to know what's going on, but it's happening for the greater good. What if life itself is just not good? That's the question that you must ask yourself. You shouldn't just conclude that life is good. You must have started by asking yourself if life is actually good. I mean, that's a very important question to ask yourself, because you are part of it. You are here, you are having an experience. So, is life good? Is the experience that you are having good? Are you enjoying yourself here? Do you feel like other people are enjoying themselves here, or they are being forced to pretend as if they're enjoying themselves? You know, there's pressure to actually pretend as if you're enjoying yourself here. You know, you can't just speak the truth about how you're feeling. We're not allowed to do that. You know, it's against the rules. These are unspoken rules. You can't just speak the truth. It doesn't work. Things are not going to work out for you if you just speak the truth. So you have to lie. So when you ask people how they're really feeling, they don't tell you how they're feeling because they've been conditioned to not really be honest, because they know that if they are honest, there's gonna be consequences. So you don't ever be honest. This is a cult. In a cult, you cannot be honest, You have to do things a certain way. You have to have certain beliefs, The society itself is a cult. So you can't really be honest about how you feel. You can't really be intelligent. You can't really be yourself. So in this cult, people suffer, but they pretend as if they're not suffering. They will come up with some bullshit reason to justify their suffering because they've been brainwashed. There's a reason why people who are religious seem stupid to people that are not religious. You're like, how can they believe reality to be the way that they believe it to be if they have no evidence for their beliefs? I saw a video of this other dude that was holding like a spray. He was in the street holding a spray. He was spraying on people's shoes and they were giving him money. He had lots of money there. You're like, damn, man, this guy might be making like more than 20K a day, because there was lots of money there. But because people believe bullshit, like they want to believe this bullshit so much that they are even willing to invest in this bullshit. They're like, no, we don't want the truth, No, fuck the truth. We just want to listen to people that are going to lie to us. And that's how this world has continued to exist all along. People have been lying to themselves. They've been lying to their children. And that's abuse, lying and forcing people to lie, forcing people to hide their true feelings about things as if they're wrong. Like, no, man, the way that you view reality is actually the way you should be viewing it. It's not that you don't see that there are evil things that are happening in the world. You can say that there are evil things that are happening in the world, but because you've been brainwashed, you're still living in fear. You feel like you must not even acknowledge that. You must not be honest about that. I'm not saying that you cannot enjoy life. There are things to enjoy in this world. I do try my best to enjoy this experience. I don't just live in misery because this world is evil. I do what I can to enjoy this life. So yes, there are things to enjoy in this world, but that doesn't mean that we're not fucked. I mean, even if you were in a toxic relationship, though, you would still enjoy something about that relationship. There'll be something about that relationship that you'd be enjoying. In fact, many people that are in toxic relationships are addicted to these relationships because there's still something that they enjoy. It's not like they're just suffering each and every time when they're in with that person that they're in a relationship with that is toxic. Now maybe when they're with that person, they feel more alive, even if that person is toxic, even if that person is abusing them. Maybe they feel complete. Maybe that person is giving them money. Maybe that person is giving them a home. Maybe that person is giving them sex and they're loving the experience. Maybe that person is validating their emotions. Like, there is always something that you can enjoy even in a situation that is like not good. Can even if you were in jail, there will be some things that you enjoy. You know, it's not like if you're in jail you're just suffering. I mean, you free food. You'll be having free food. You'll be, you know, safe from wars. You'd not be stressing about work, relationships. You'll be well taken care of, you know, especially if you're doing very well, like if you are feared and you have money. I mean, suffering is for poor people, really. I mean, people who have money, even when they're in prison, they enjoy themselves. They still be having the things that they want. They'll still be free in some way. But yeah, I'm not saying that there ain't things that we can enjoy in this world. What I'm saying is that if we feel like, okay, these things that people are able to enjoy in this world justify the suffering that they'll also have to endure, then we must be willing to say these evil things that are happening in the world are good. You see, if you want to debate the idea of antinatalism effectively, you must start by saying that it is good that people are brought into this world without their consent, and that they have to go through the things that they go through in this world, you know, including murder, including poverty, including sicknesses. All of that is good. Here's why I say it's good. You mustn't just say, well, life is beautiful, life is a gift, that's not you're not making any like good argument against antinatalism by saying that. You're just saying what you've been taught to say, you know. Remember, you've been brainwashed, so you are saying what they've brainwashed you to say. Life is a gift. It's not a gift. A gift is something that you can refuse. It's not something that you can't say no to. You know, life is a burden. That's what it is. It's a burden, not a gift. But you've been brainwashed to believe that it's a gift. So no matter what you go through, you still think that it's a gift. So if you think that having children is good, you must also think that all the worst things that have happened in this world are good. Because we cannot live in a world where these things do not happen, because these things are part of the world. They are part of the experience that we're having. If you're going to say these things are bad, these things are evil, then you are delusional. You must really be a psycho to love this experience, unless you're brainwashed. If you have been brainwashed, I get it. But now, actually, you're just brainwashed. You just don't see things as they are. I get that. But if you really see things as they are, and you still think that this world is good, then you're just a psycho. I mean, we do have psychos in this world. We do have people that are really okay with the things that are going on. You know, there are people that I know that are really, really intelligent, that are psychos. You know, that are intelligent and that are psychos. They can see what is really going on. When you have conversations with them, you can see that, oh, this person really gets it. I'm not talking to an idiot. But you also realize that They want the world to be the way that it is. They love the fact that the world is the way that it is. They thrive in a world like this. Because we live in a world where if you are evil, you thrive. That's how it works. You know? I saw a quote from Keanu Reeves. He said, I don't want to live in a world where being kind is a weakness. We live in a world where being kind is a weakness. You know, if you're doing the right things, you're a good person, you care about how other people feel, you're weak in a world like this. You're really weak. People are going to take advantage of you. People are going to think that you're stupid. People are not going to respect you. You're not supposed to show other people that you care about them, that you see what they're going through, that you can relate with them, you know, that you are human, that you have emotions, that you have good intentions, that you want to, you know, do the right things. You don't want to show people that because they want to take advantage of you. They'll be like, oh, all right. It means that with this person, I'm free to do anything. I can borrow money from them and not return it because they're not going to do anything. They're good. They got good intentions. They don't want to hurt anyone. You see, people take advantage of you if you're a good person. This is the kind of world where we live in. Being good is a weakness. That is why people who become successful are the ones that are not good. That is why women are attracted to bad boys. You know? They're not attracted to some dude that be doing the right things all the time. No. We just live in an evil world. That's what you must understand. In this evil world, evil people thrive. This is a world where devils thrive. This world is full of devils. It's not full of angels. This is where devils thrive. That is why, and I want to show you something. This is why people who end up taking their own lives when we listen to other people talking about them, we hear them saying, this person was so kind, this person used to put other people first, this person didn't hate anyone, this person was always smiling, this person, you know, always brought good energy. You want to know why they say that? That's because it's true. People that are good suffer a lot in a world like this. So the people that are good been dying because they can't endure the pain that comes with just existing here. Because to exist in a world like this, or to continue to exist in a world like this, you must be doing things that are evil. Some people don't believe that, no, you must be doing things that are evil. No, you must really be doing things that are evil. It might not be the most fucked up things, but still. I mean, how many people do you know that are successful, that are really kind? People like Keanu Reeves will be more successful than they really are. I mean, he has talent. He can act, but he does give his money away. He's so kind. If you want to make it, if you want to be rich, you're not giving your money away. You don't just be like, I've worked with these people and I've gotten more money than them, so you know what, I'm going to give them 70% of the money that I got and they're going to share among themselves. No, if you want to be successful, it doesn't work that way. It's not like you're going to get something in return for doing that. We don't live in a world where people like that thrive. We live in a world where they die out. Because the evil people are going to become powerful and they're selfish. They don't give a fuck about any other person. They want to take advantage of people. We live in a world where they will take advantage of you if they can. This is the kind of world that we live in. This world is full of devils, and we have accepted that. We're like, this is how the world works. That's why a lot of people are broken now. A lot of people are not okay. A lot of people don't even know how to feel. A lot of people are confused. A lot of people in their 30s are not really okay, man. They're fucked up. You remember how you used to feel when you were younger, when you still believed this world was good? You felt like you were in heaven, You were protected from the truth. And you couldn't think that your parents would bring you into a world that's that fucked up. It didn't make sense to you, so you just thought this world was good, this world made sense. Until you experienced it yourself, and you realized that something is just not right. So a lot of people who don't understand antinatalism don't understand it because they've been brainwashed. That's why sometimes you mustn't really try to show people what the truth is. Sometimes you just speak your truth and let it be. Like, don't force other people to see what you're saying, because that's not healthy for you. That's gonna mess you up. Showing people the truth and they still not seeing it, that will mess you up. Some people have been brainwashed. It's the people that are still young that can really change, because they ain't completely brainwashed. These are the people that can really see things as they are, because they haven't been completely brainwashed. So when you tell them the truth, they realize that no, what you're telling them is really the truth. So if someone lies to them and then you tell them the truth, they'll realize it right away that no, actually, this person that's telling me the truth is this person. They would actually realize who's really telling them the truth. So that's the thing. But the people that are adults have invested a lot in the lies that they believe. So it's almost impossible for them to actually realize that what they believe to be lies are lies. Imagine if you have been a Christian your whole life. You went to church your whole life. You have given a lot of money to your pastor. All the relationships that you have are with Christians. You don't have friends that are not Christian. Like, you've been Christian your whole life. Do you think it would be easy for you to be like, you know what, Christianity is not true? You would lose a lot. You'd lose your friendships. You'd lose your relationship. Maybe if you're married to a Christian, you might end up losing them. It happens, And you won't know how to do. You won't know how to live anymore. Like, what do you do? And you're gonna start drinking. Now, sometimes when I'm having conversations with my mom about Christianity, I'm like, I actually get that if she really understood me, she will not be able to cope. Because, she's part of that cult. She's part of Christianity. I don't have anything better. It's not like the truth is better. We live in a world where if you really see things as they are, if you really speak the truth, you suffer more. You see? Being a Christian is easy. I love what people are like, oh, being a Christian is hard. Christians get persecuted. Dude, you have to understand that the way that this world is being ran comes from, Christian principles. It's not like the way that the world is being ran comes from something other than that, something that's the opposite of Christianity. No. It literally comes from Christian principles. everything, the way that we do things in this world, even our justice system. You can see that it has Christian values. So being a Christian is easy in this world. You know, everyone believes in God. Everyone thinks that believing in God is good. You know, if you don't believe in God, you are evil. I mean, no one is persecuting Christians. If you post on Facebook that you love God with all your heart, you're going to get a lot of likes. If you post that God doesn't exist, you ain't going to get a lot of likes. People are going to hate you. No one is going to lose a relationship by posting that they love God. No one. Even if you're dating an atheist, you're not losing that relationship because you posted that. But if you post that God doesn't exist, you're most likely going to lose your relationship if you're dating a person that believes that God exists, you know. So being a Christian is easy. So sometimes when I'm having conversations with my mom about Christianity, I'm like, you know what, this is all she has. You know, there's nothing. Look, I'm strong because I understand what I understand much more deeply than many people do. So I'm okay with being hated for believing what I believe or for understanding what I understand. I'm good with that. But would she be good with that? I'm strong enough to handle the pain that comes with people judging you or not really understanding you. But will she be able to endure the suffering that comes with being judged by society, for being real, for speaking the truth, for understanding what's really going on? What you must understand is that society is living a lie. And everyone is supposed to live a lie. So it seems like this world is actually working, even when it's not working. It's because we've been conditioned to believe that we're having a positive experience. So evil things happen all the time and people still think that we're having a positive experience. Sometimes I ask myself, where do we draw the line? Where do we stand as a society and be like, man, we have suffered so much. What if life itself is just not good? What if we're lying to ourselves? What if we've been lying to ourselves? Remember, we don't know shit. It's not like we're the ones that created this world. We don't know anything about this world. We're just seeing it being what it is, you know. And we have a right to decide whether what we're seeing is good or bad. And it's better to just decide for ourselves than to just let other people decide for us. We cannot give our authority away to other people. We must just look at the world and ask ourselves what we are really seeing. Are we seeing a world that really makes sense? Or are we seeing an evil world? Are we seeing a world where people are suffering even though they did not do anything to actually cause suffering to happen to them? They just suffer because sometimes people do suffer in this world. Some people are unlucky in this world. They suffer because they were just born in a world where they're suffering. What do you see when you look outside, man? Don't you see animals killing each other? Don't you see people killing each other? Don't you see people abusing each other? Don't you see people using each other? Don't you see people pretending to be happy even when they're not? Don't you see people being treated like slaves? And you see people living in poverty, people not being able to enjoy their lives because they have to work. They have to work for people who don't even care about them. What do you see? I do understand that if you want to be successful in this world, there are certain things that you must do. But the truth is, we cannot all be successful. And like I told you, to thrive in this world, you need to be evil. So most people that get to be successful are just evil. They have to do a lot of evil things. I don't know that many people who are not selfish, who are not self-centered, who care about other people that are really successful. It doesn't work that way. This is the kind of world that we live in, man. So to understand antinatalism, you must not be biased towards life. You must just try to see the world as it is without being biased. You must not believe that this world is good or bad before you try to figure out how people are actually doing and how you're doing. You must not believe anything. You must just be like, okay, I'm here in this world. What's really going on? Because really, how do you get to figure out what's going on if you're not asking yourself questions? If you're not asking yourself the biggest questions? I mean, there are questions that are really necessary, man. People are just living their lives without asking any question about this reality. They're just doing exactly what they need to do, and they're praying that things work out. They're just slaves, and they're okay with that. But if you are not okay with what's going on in the world, I'm telling you, you got to think, and you will see the truth, man. I trust myself because I know how I think. I trust myself because I know how I think. I know that a lot of people do not even think. I know that there are a lot of people in this world who have not asked themselves, questions that I think each and every person should ask themselves, even if they are not deep thinkers. You can't have deep conversations with them. They don't even have their own opinions because they do not think. So I trust myself because I know that I can think. I know that I'm always thinking. I know that I'm always trying to figure out what's really going on. If you're not asking yourself the deepest questions, then you shouldn't be trusted because you don't have an opinion. You don't have an opinion about what's going on. All the opinions that you think you have are not even yours. Remember, we're being brainwashed. That is the truth. It doesn't matter who you are, you're being brainwashed. When you watch TV, being brainwashed. When you go to school, you're being brainwashed. You go to church, you're being brainwashed. We live in a world that is really against truth because we are supposed to be slaves. You see, we're supposed to be abused. Once people start realizing what the truth is, they will not want to be slaves anymore. I mean, women that have realized that they don't want to be slaves. They want to do what they want to do. They don't want to be forced to have children. They don't want to be forced to be wives. They become free, right? And men start complaining that no, these women must not have equal rights, whatever. Not like, nah, actually, they just realize that they don't want to be slaves anymore. Not like Muslim women. Muslim women are okay with slavery. So yes, if we allow people to see things as they are, things become chaotic. That's the truth. But In the end, it's the truth that's going to liberate us. It's not the lies that we believe. The lies that we believe are going to make us suffer. And we will be trying to justify our suffering the whole time. So life is going to be about justifying our own suffering. People are just going to be focusing on justifying their suffering as if suffering is good. Pain can be good, but suffering is not good. Suffering has to do with things just not working out the way that they should. Pain has to do with growth. It has to do with figuring out what is wrong. You know, pain isn't like as bad as you think it may be. You know, pain can sometimes help you grow, can help you figure out what the problem is, if there's a problem. But suffering is different. Suffering is just things not working the way that they need to be working. Like they're not working for anything good. You're not being a slave for anything that's good. It's not like you being a slave is going to result in something that's good, but pain can result in something that is good. Because if you have a headache, you're going to be like, let me stay at home and not work today, let me rest so that I'll heal. This reminds me of this comment that I saw. Someone commented on the video that I uploaded previously, talking about antinatalism. He said that, I'm sure it was a guy, he said that antinatalism is stupid. That's like if someone has a headache and you suggest to them that they cut off their head. And just like I've been saying to you, that people who are against antinatalism are only against it because they don't understand it. I mean, that's an unfair comparison to make. Antinatalism is like if someone has a headache, because there have been around many people that let's just say a person has a headache because they went to town and they met a lot of people and they became confused and tired and they had anxiety and they overworked. And you say, don't go outside because that's what's causing you a headache. That's antinatalism. It's not about telling people to do something. It's about telling people not to do something. You see? That's what it's about. It's about prevention. It's not about stopping something that's already there. It's about preventing something that is bad from happening. You see? So that's an unfair comparison. Antinatalism is like if you developed a brain tumor and it was possible to cut it off. And we did cut it off. Like you can compare it to that because that is something that is not good. Like the brain tumor is something that is not good. So you cut it off. Although it's much more accurate to say that antinatalism will be more like doing something that will prevent that brain tumor from emerging. It's about prevention. It's about something bad being prevented. even if it does come with something that is can be considered to be good. But the thing is, man, even the things that we think are good in this world are not really good, because everything that is good is predicated upon something that is evil. For you to live like a king, someone must be a slave. For me to be able to record this video that I'm recording, a lot of people who had to work very hard and that weren't really getting paid enough for their work. You know, that's how the world works. So the truth is that we live in an evil world, man. And everything is upside down. We are being manipulated. We're not seeing things as they really are. And that is why we are suffering. We're not suffering because this world is good. We're suffering because this world is bad. The problem is that we think that we can fix this world. We don't realize that the world is the way that it is today because it's exactly how it was supposed to be. You cannot fix hell. Hell is a place where people must suffer. So you don't get to fix hell. That is why we cannot fix this world. This is a world where people must suffer. The problem is that people are just biased towards life. They're just biased towards existence. And the funny thing is, we don't know what happens when we are dead, or what happens to people that never came into existence in this world. You know, maybe we're eternal. Maybe this is a realm of suffering. I mean, we can see that something is wrong with this world, and we cannot fix it. So maybe there are other realms that are actually better. Maybe we're trapping people here. We're trapping souls. And when you look at how the world works, you can see that everything is a trap. You know, you can see something about this world is just not right. So maybe there is life beyond us. So why are we trying to protect this? We don't even understand what it is, you know. At least if we understood what it is, it would make sense to protect it. But no, we don't. We need to ask ourselves what's going on, man, without being biased. Thank you all, guys.